Hi, welcome to myconsultant.ca. My name is Adrian. Today, we're going to be going over settlement organizations that help Afghan refugees, a Canadian underemployment rate falling under 4.9%, a humanitarian flight with Ukrainian refugees arriving in Regina, Saskatchewan, as well as a look at what is the Regular Skilled Workers Program in Quebec. And then we'll have an interview hosted by Sarah. The Government of Canada is making progress on their promise to bring 40,000 Afghan refugees into the country. As of May 2022, there have been 14,500 Afghan nationals who have arrived in Canada. A large part of how this goal has been reached is through the hard work of the Resettlement Assistance Program Service Provider Organizations, or the RAPSPOs. The role of these organization members are to make newcomers feel welcomed and safe in their new homes in Canada. The Association for New Canadians in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, for example, have welcomed at least 300 refugees into the province. They have done so by working with local businesses and community members to collect household supplies and cash donations to help the newly settled families. According to Statistics Canada, the Canadian unemployment rate has fallen to a record low of 4.9%. This is great news for immigrants and refugees because the Canadian job market is looking for new talent. The Bank of Montreal senior economist Robert Kavick says that the Canadian job economy looks very strong and promising for newcomers to Canada. June's decline in unemployment is due to fewer people looking for work, says Statistics Canada. Business owners are desperately looking for labor force due to the decline in the labor force participation rate. Wage growth has been led by gains among non-unionized workers. A humanitarian flight with 230 Ukrainians arrived in Regina, Saskatchewan on July 4th. The passengers on this flight will be receiving temporary accommodations that have been provided by the Saskatchewan government. The province will also be providing non-perishable food items, sleeping bags, medical equipment, as well as information for the refugees to adjust to their new lives in Canada. The Saskatchewan provincial government announced that they will be expecting more than 1,000 Ukrainians to arrive into the province since February of this year. This week, we're going to be taking a look at Quebec's Regular Worker Program. For immigrants and refugees who are looking to immigrate to Quebec permanently for work, this program is for you. In this program, applicants must declare their interest in immigrating to and working in Quebec. Factors considered include language proficiency, age, characteristics of spouse, and the presence of children. All applicants must complete an expression of interest in immigrating to Quebec. The expression of interest can be filled online for free. All applicants must be at least 18 years or older, intend to live and work in Quebec, and the submitted expression of interest is valid for 12 months after submission. If you have not been invited to submit an application for permanent residency in the 12-month period, then your application will become invalid. In order to complete your expression of interest, as well as learn more about the information required, please be sure to make an account on the ARIMA platform. After an applicant has sent in an expression of interest, they will be invited to submit a permanent selection application if they're chosen. Once an expression of interest has been filled out on ARIMA, people whose profile corresponds with Quebec's needs are invited to submit an application for permanent selection. Once invited, you will receive a confirmation email from ARIMA with the information needed to access the form and resubmit a permanent selection application. An invitation can be sent at any time, so be sure to always check your ARIMA messages. Next, we're going to take a look at what it is like to apply for permanent selection in the Regular Skilled Worker Program. As of the date when your invitation is sent, you have 30 days to submit your application and pay any processing fees. Once your application is complete, it will be processed within 6 months. There are 3 decisions that may come from your application. 1, you are selected. 2, your application is refused. And 3, your request is rejected. After you receive your Quebec selection certificate, you may apply to the federal government for permanent resident status. You can obtain an open work permit as well as renew your work permit.
Welcome to the interview segment of the show where we talk to a registered Canadian Immigration Consultant, or RCIC, about their practice, their specializations in the field, their personal immigration stories, and advice that they have for our viewers who are looking to come to Canada. Let's get started. Do you have any advice to give to our viewers who are looking to immigrate to Canada?
So there are several advices that I would probably provide. So first of all, build your pathway. So before coming to Canada, or just when you came to Canada, start thinking about how you will get there and what is the best option for your specific situation. Despite of the fact that immigration regulation changes from time to time and pretty often, you need to know for sure what is the preferred pathway for you and what you would like to achieve at the end. And stick to that plan as much as possible, because as soon as you start waving around from one side to another side, there can be a lot of challenges that you can experience and won't be able to overcome if something goes wrong. Second of all, make sure to prepare your documents in place as soon as possible. So meaning educational credential assessment and English test results, you need to think about them starting as soon as you get to Canada. It takes time to get those documents, and in some cases, where the special programs were launched for a short period of time, some people were not able to apply just because they didn't have those documents in place. So don't delay this and make those documents as soon as possible. And third, of course, and the third one, and probably the most important one, is be patient. Immigration love patient people, and with increased number of immigrants coming to Canada, we can see that processing timelines are getting to increase, and this is something beyond of immigration consultant area to influence, and this is also very difficult to influence on any possible level. So that's why if you want to immigrate to Canada, be patient and make sure you trust your consultant. Make sure that your consultant is licensed, so he or she can provide the best advice possible. And of course, that he or she is tracking the changes in the immigration environment and regulations, because a lot of details, immigration is devil in the details, meaning that very little nuances of your own case can make a huge difference in your immigration pathway. So be patient and trust in your immigration consultant.
Thank you again, Bohdana, for being part of the show today. What a wonderful insight into the Ukrainian-Canadian experience. Thank you for all that you do, and thanks, listeners, for joining us.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us this week. Be sure to click the bell icon and subscribe to the myconsultant.ca channel. If you want to learn more about the content that we covered today, be sure to visit myconsultant.ca, where you can speak to a licensed immigration and citizenship consultant. I'm Adrienne Quijano, and we'll see you next week. Bye!